Hey, what's going on guys, Abe here, and in today's video, as you can see, I have a new part here to install, Lexus Toyota genuine part actually, and this is the TPS sensor. Let's go ahead and open it up, but it's some hardware. Ooh, look at that. It's a Driftmotion TPS bracket or adapter. Okay, nice little billet piece, along with a Toyota Tacoma TPS. Because as you know, the 3-pin TPS that you would use to replace on a 1JZGTE VVTI are super expensive, and not a lot of people sell them. So Driftmotion has this cool little adapter piece that allows you to run a readily available Toyota Tacoma TPS. All right guys, as you can see here, I got a nice little shot here of the TPS sensor and the connector. I have my multimeter here as well. Just gonna quickly go through how to find your 5-volt reference from the TPS to the ECU, the ground, and the actual signal wire you're gonna want to tap into to check the TPS, all right, or when you're calibrating the TPS. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the key to the accessory mode in the car real quick. So let me go knock that out. All right, so we are in accessory mode. So what I'm gonna do first is find and this is just so it just helps with any car. I already know what it is on the 1J because I've already did this, but I kind of want to show you in case you have another vehicle and you have something similar to this TPS where it's 3 pins. There's some that have 4 pins. That's a discussion for another day. So let's quickly just dive into this and let's help you guys find the correct wire you're going to want to back probe or tap into when you're calibrating your TPS. All right. So just went and quickly took off the clip here. Hopefully you guys could see it. Let me check real quick. Let me move the multimeter here. And you can see the clip there. All right, so let's try to find your 5-volt reference really quick. Let me see, there we go. So I'm gonna ground this lead here, and I'm gonna probe each one to see we're not getting 5 volts there. Sorry, let me move you back. Let's check the middle pin connector, and hopefully you can see that on camera, but there's our 5-volt reference from the ECU. All right, now let's try to find our ground. I'm gonna try here, nothing. Oh, there it is. This right pin is our ground. So what I'm doing is grounding out this lead to the negative battery terminal and just clicking through each one to see where our ground wire is, or probing each one to see which one the ground wire is, and it's here. So that tells me the last remaining pin or connector is our signal wire, which is here. All right guys, next up I have this little ratchet here with this adapter piece, so I can select the right bit I'm gonna need to get into this tight spot, because there's no way I can get a screwdriver in here. So with this combination I should be able to get to these little Phillips screws. Let's try to get the right one. I don't want to strip this thing out. Got that one. Oh, cool. Not too bad. Take it off here. Get a little bit more room. Just do the rest of my hand. Okay, there's our old TPS. I'm gonna hang on to this just in case I need it for any reason, but yeah, it's here. Not sure if you guys can see that part number because I can barely see it. It's kind of smudged away. Let's compare both side by side. All right, they look identical. All right guys, just wanted to show you a close-up of both sensors side by side. Toyota Tacoma 1JZGTE. Very similar, same pins. I think the difference is back here. As you can see where the triangles are. The calibration would be different. So what it does is, or what the Driftmotion adapter does, is it makes it to where this TPS, the Tacoma one, is clocked this way, right? So it's mounted correctly. All right, just so you guys can know what the difference is exactly. And I also want to note, like I said, the holes here are circular and not oval, so there's really not much room to adjust these TPSs. So I shouldn't have, you know, an issue. I wouldn't have an issue either way if it was oval or not, but it just tells me, like, yeah, not much room to adjust these. I could probably, which I wouldn't, just set it and forget it and not even check the voltage sweeping through the throttle. But yeah, we ain't gonna do that. All right, let's plug this bad boy in. All right, it's kind of in place there. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna put these supplied little screws. So be very careful not to drop these, because I suspect if you drop them, you might not find them again. And starting off by hand first, so I could feel it grab, and then I'll finish it off with the Allen. Nice and tight. Next, our supplied Toyota Tacoma TPS sensor. Let's, as you can recall, see the back side of this. I'm assuming this is gonna mount this way or that way. I'm not 100% sure. Let me reference. No, I doubt it. It's not gonna go this way. So this is gonna mount. It'll mount like this. Hopefully you guys can see that. It'll mount this way. All right. I doubt it'll mount to get upwards like that. It just doesn't make any sense. So this will mount like that. All right. So it'll face this way. Again, to put this on, you want to clock it clockwise a little bit, and move it back, and it'll snug right in there. Let's get our screws. This one's gonna be a little trickier. Again, I'll get it started by hand first. All right, feels good. All right, let's see if we can get in there. Yep, no problems. I got a smaller one. All right, now we're tightening it up. This bottom one is a little bit more accessible than that top one there. Don't want to over tighten these. Come on. Just gotta find a good angle. There you go. All right, that should be good enough. Okay. Make sure our harness still reaches. Might need to massage the harness a little bit. What I might do, I'm gonna probably cut back on the loom a little bit on this harness just so I can have enough slack. I don't wanna put too much tension on it. All right, as you can see, I was able to get the connector to kind of be in a happy place here where it's not being pulled on or there's not too much tension. Again, this harness is pretty old, so I don't wanna stress it out more than it needs to be. What I ended up doing, I didn't cut it, I just pulled it a little bit, and there's a clip down here. Obviously you can't see on camera. I just removed the clip that was holding this harness to the manifold. It's not gonna hit anything to where it'll fray it, so it's in a good spot, so I'm able to easily go ahead and clip that on. All right, and if we can recall, our signal wire is here. So what I'm going to do now, where's my little wire? Grab this piece of wire, all right, just twist it where it's nice and tight. I'm gonna probe it in through here, all right. Make sure it's nice and deep in there. That's what she might have said. All right, and then just carefully bring it back over. All right. All right. Should be fine there. And now with this other wire, end of the wire, which I have here, I'm just gonna wrap with my multimeter, positive side. Okay. And the negative terminal, I'm just gonna put it to my battery ground. And I should be able to get a reading on my multimeter. But first things first, let me turn the car into, turn the power on to accessory mode so we can start getting a reference there at least. All right, looks like we're getting a reading of 0.6 volts. Again, I just wanted to stress that there's rarely enough room for adjustability on these bolts here. So let me try to go ahead and get in there. I actually tightened them. I should have left them a little bit looser. Let me loosen them back up. 0.65, 0.64. Might just have to live there, guys. I think that's within the 0.65, me holding the ground. That is still within the acceptable range as far as I'm concerned. Now let's tighten it down to see what it does. All right, as you can see, we're pretty locked in there at 0.66. Hopefully you can still see it on screen. I'm gonna just sweep through through it here. Let me readjust my ground. All right, let's go open up the throttle. Just make sure it climbs up nice and smooth. There's no dips. So far, so good. I think we might be aiming for 4.5 in that range. All right, sitting at 3.99. From what ChatGPT is telling me, sorry, I use ChatGPT, close throttle 0.4 volts to 7 volts is 0.7 volts is acceptable. So I got a little bit of wiggle room there. So let me adjust just a bit. Okay. All right. I locked this in there at 0.7 volts. That might be the max that I can go here. So let's go ahead and climb. Let's see if we're any better here. Again, you want to look for a smooth climb in voltage as you open up the throttle plate. All right. 4.04 volts. I think we'll keep it there. I'll see how the car drives. All right, guys, I turned her on, started right up, no issues as of yet idling, but let me take it for a spin and I'll let you know how it goes. If I had a mount for this specific camera in my car, I'd take you along the ride with me, but yeah, so I'm gonna go on a quick spin. Excuse me, I'm like burping. I'm gonna go on a quick spin to see if the throttle response is good and there's no weird funky stuff going on with that. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Just to quickly recap what I did today, I replaced the old 1JZ VVTI 3-pin TPS for a Toyota Tacoma TPS, which is also 3-pin. It's readily accessible. I can go to my local Honda, or sorry, not Honda, sorry, I'm a Honda boy at heart. I could go to my local Toyota dealership and pick up a new one if I needed to, versus having to order one from overseas, or paying somebody here locally for a used one, which may also be bad. So yeah, I opted going for the Driftmotion kit, which comes with their bracket, and it does clock the TPS this way, but works as it should. I took it for a test drive, no issues. The reason why I went ahead and did it is because the car sometimes has a weird problem to where when I apply throttle, it doesn't respond. It's almost as if it's like dead, so I have to really get on it. So I think there's some dead spots in the sensor. Over time, you got to remember, these cars, or this car specifically, it's 24, 25 years old now at this point, so it's gonna have its issues. It's electronic issues. It's not the ECU. The ECU on the Soarer has been refurbished. I took a look at it. All the capacitors have been replaced professionally. It looks great. It even had a void sticker on it if opened. I still opened it just in case, because you always just got to double check things like that, especially when you're having weird issues, because I didn't have that problem when I initially got the car. But over time, again, the more you use it, things just pop up randomly, obviously. So hopefully this fixes my issue. It would only happen like out of 10 drives, maybe once every 10 drives, or once every 10 times I turn the car on. Sorry, I'm kind of tongue twisted here, but that's the reason I placed it, and hopefully everything goes good. Again, that's it for today's video. If you like what you saw, don't forget to subscribe, also comment and like, and until next time, guys, peace, be easy, be safe.